Welcome, guys. Welcome. This is number 31, I think, of this year for chat. No, it's not cracked. ChatTactic. It's ChatTactic. Could have been could put a P in there, and it would have been a bit disastrous. Anyway, welcome, guys. So we've got welcome. We've got Sithil and Bubicus and anybody else that's out there as well. So welcome, guys. A lot to talk about today. Actually, there's a lot of games coming up in the coming weeks, a couple of weeks, I guess. So it's sort of one of those things where I have some things to show. Actually, I've got a fair few things to show, actually, but there's going to be a lot coming as well next week as well. So like a massive few weeks coming up with different games being released or different versions of games. Hi, Matthew. How are you going? So anyway, let's just crack into it. We've got Citadelum. This is going to be the giveaway for today. Citadelum, which only just released this last week as well, which is a Rome city builder. And you can see there very positive reviews on this one, 81%, which is good for one of these sorts of games, well, a city builder type game. I've only just scratched the surface myself. I've been wanting to record some content of this game, and I've only just sort of started it up. And it sort of... It does what Caesar did, but I guess it sort of takes it a lot further in terms of the degree of intricacy, I guess, in terms of armies and so on and so forth. So you can play all sorts of different ways. Reminds you of Caesar, says Sithil. Yes, it's very much sort of you can tell it's heavily inspired by Caesar. It still has, even when you open it up, it does have some aspects of the way that Caesar is played, like from what I remember playing of Caesar, but it certainly does much better with the armies and also with trade and things. So it sort of extends the area outside of your actual city. I'm not a great one for city builders. Like, they're not sort of my core game, but I do enjoy them, and I know that a lot of you guys really like them a lot. And I think this is one of these games that that you will actually enjoy. So that's the giveaway for today. So we'll talk about that again just before we actually do the giveaway. I might sort of just maybe even open it up as we actually. Might be dangerous to open it up if I'm once we're getting ready for the marble run. I'm just thinking that might be best to. If you want to see it, let me know, and I'll fire it up so you can sort of see that. Actually, I'll do it now. Actually, I'll do that one now so that you can see the scope of what the game actually has. So I do actually have it in here. Last week I had it, but it was under embargo. So, but they were kind enough to give me an extra key to give away for this week, actually, which is fantastic. So I do appreciate that from Abbey Light Studios. It's just loading in. I do have to get rid of a whole lot of games off my computer to open her up. Now, there's no random maps, which you often don't get that with this one through here. Hi Ulrich, how you going? Played a ton of Caesar back in the day. Yeah, it's one of these things. I think that if you've played and liked Caesar, this is the spiritual successor, and certainly surpasses where Caesar was in a lot of different ways. And I won't be able to really sort of show a lot of those ways because, I mean, each time you play it, you're starting off with just a bare bones city and you have to then build it up. But it has a whole range of different scenarios and different sorts of things to do. You can play it whichever way you want to play it as well. Like, you can play it completely where you don't have armies, you don't worry about them. So, and so Guy Bellaby's saying, I've played the Pharaoh remake. There we go, yeah, yep. So there was a lot of those games. As I say, it's not my core wheelhouse type game, but it's a game that I do respect these sort of games, and I have enjoyed them in the past. And I do mean to play some of this. It's always slow whenever I'm recording it, like whenever I'm doing these live stream type things, but it will load, it will get there. So hi Boyo Tactics, how you going? And Sithil's saying now we need a city builder that is centered around Parthia or Carthage because we need to play the other side too. Yeah, Boyo Tactics is saying, can you have multiple cities or just the one you start with? I'm pretty sure multiple. I think because the whole premise of the game is the meta game as well. Like, it's sort of I think that to one extent the way you can play it is to sort of set up almost like little outposts and then move on to another section, I think. but I haven't played it deep enough to sort of see that. You can certainly see the provinces when you do get into it, and I'm pretty sure you can then sort of expand out into other areas as well. God, it is taking a long time to load in. I think I have to, like, my computer is almost completely full of games and files and all sorts of things, and I think that must be really slowing it down a lot. I've got so many games installed on this computer, and I just installed another one which we'll talk about fairly soon as well. There's just too much coming out at the moment. Hi Tenru, how are you going? God, it is taking forever. It didn't take this long when I was testing it. Anyway, we'll let it load in. We will let it load in. We're going to be looking at a fair few different games. So I think I'll actually try to clean out the games that I'm never really going to come back and play again. Certainly all the demos and things that I've got. It's funny, this loading screen sort of started to load up fairly fast, and then it's just got the loading icon in the bottom corner there, spinning over and over. You can see it's in the bottom right hand corner. It's version 1.000. There we are. Here we go. Now the loading screen is going a little bit more crazy. Any Zephon news today? Yes, there is, but there's been more with the with the release version. They've been patching that. Or maybe I'll just talk briefly about Zephon, because I'm not allowed to show that for another 2 weeks. So I won't be able to show anything with Zephon. So we'll have a bit of a look and see what's going with that one. But that is getting close. Here we go. So for example, you've got like community generated content as well. So you can design what you need to do through here. You've got the different editors. So you can build your own area that you then go through. Yes, just the same. Maybe it's due to streaming. They can do weird things. It can indeed, yes. It's sort of, when I've got OBS, which is what I use for the streaming, and have other things sort of running, OBS itself doesn't take up much space, but what it does do is it slows Steam right down, and it does it on purpose, just so that Steam doesn't interact with whatever you're currently showing, which maybe also is then slowing down the loading. I'm not sure if that's the case or not. So anyway, let's just go to new game, and at least you'll sort of see the scope of what does go on through here. So you've got, for example, this is Rise of the Roman Empire. The interesting that it actually says Rise of the Roman Empire, because that does make it sound like there may be other factions that then do come in at some point with other DLC, or would imagine, potentially. You can download community-generated missions as well. So you do actually have the missions. So the first one is From the Ashes, How Do I Play? And it just goes through, in this case, the goal here is literally just to create one trade route, reach a population of 35 plebeians, and send marble to Rome. Then Prologue 2, how to play number 2. In this case, you'll sort of see that we end up with 3 trade routes. Where do we have to do it? You reach a population of 80 plebeians and 20 patricians, silk, and so we need to buy silk from a trade route and then send silk on to Rome as well. So we've got like different areas. So there's different, the way it sort of works, make haste slowly. Just seeing if there's anything that sort of does show discover 2 cities. So this one, I think we do expand out past our initial area. We do also have sandbox. I don't know if that just means we end up going to different maps in through here. So this one here is like a sandbox. I'm not sure if we've got all of these different things: housing, enemy raids, battles. So you can chop and change things a little bit, but I haven't played it enough to see what happens outside of the area. So prepare for war, amid arms, back and through here. So you've got a whole range of different scenarios that you can then go and play. But I'm not sure. I thought that you could actually move off. Players over. Region map big. But I'm not sure actually with this one through here. This is like considered hard because of a strong enemy presence. So it does actually have, like, combat is a feature of the game, but I thought you could expand out. And I think the reason for that, I won't start a game, but actually maybe I will. Maybe let's just go and start one of this prepare for war missions and just see what it looks like. So if I go and play that one, this one's considered easy. Hopefully it won't take too long to load. Prepare for war again, just sort of what we then need to do in terms of trade, etc. So you end up with like trade goods in through here. You've got stone deposits in through this other side, for example. To break into those, you do need to then have like the first thing you need to do is put down your forum. The forum is, and again, it feels very much like Caesar. It's certainly the shape of everything. It's in grids, so you just got sort of like square tiles. So again, it's very much like those other games, the older games, where you're just using a tile system, and so then everything sort of works on that tile system itself. If we it's a fair bit in through here, a lot of stone. There's some iron. There's a few different resources around the place. Yeah, these are the gods. I haven't played much with this at all. Got the tutorials back in through there as well. I wonder if that sort of shows. Oh, here we go. Maybe we'll just have a quick look at these. This might just give us an idea of the scope. Place housing for plebeians. Just going through the bits and pieces. Fire and maintenance. You know, it's sort of funny. This is one of the aspects I don't like about these games is that your city, you have to manage the fire breakouts and disasters, and I never liked that with city builders. I would turn that off, with these sorts of things if I could. But I know it's a feature of these sort of games. It's just something I never really warmed to. Work management, water, resource extraction. This is just really talking about the city itself. I'm looking for the map exploration. Here we go. So you explore the territory and secure your military dominance over it. Visualize your territory on the region map via the button. So we do actually have a region map in through here. In this map you can see your city and the territories. This is the one I'm talking about that you've explored so far. Increasing your explored area generates roads which will connect your city with others and allow you to trade with them. It's also vital to know where the enemy actually is. So that's got it through there. To move the explorer, select it and choose one of the adjacent territories. If an explorer finds an enemy army, there's a chance that he will be killed. So that's the map exploration. Trade routes also then extends out through these regions. To establish a trade route with another city, you must specify which resources you want to buy and sell each day within the constraints of supply and demand. It looks like you don't build into the other regions. You can see this is the region in through here. So we've got trade, coming back in through that other side. Resource refinement. Yeah, so it looks like we don't actually... Construction of some buildings, that's okay, just refines it. Health, religion, gods, upgrade housing, weapons, training. Deploy troops on the map of the region. So yeah, you do go and fight across the region. So deploy troops, you must go to the map of the region. Once in this view, at the bottom of the screen, you will see two buttons. One of them to deploy explorers and another for legions. Okay, so you don't actually have anything for resettling in other areas. Deploying explorers is simple. You have to have some soldiers of this class and decide to use them in the territories you've discovered. You want to place him. In the case of legions, so in the case of legions, we can choose the soldiers that compose them and decide which territory to deploy them. So we can deploy outside into other territories. Also, you should know that you can reinforce the troops deployed on the map of the region. If you press the button under the legions, you can choose which soldiers to add to their military power. Starting battles back in through here. You've got battle formations. This is it's like a cut down version of Total War. For this aspect, for combat, you must define formations of the different types of soldiers available to you. Once you've chosen soldier class, you can determine the formation. Blah blah blah. Essentially, and so it's a rock paper scissors arrangement where cavalry is good against archers, archers are good against foot soldiers, and foot soldiers are good against cavalry. So centurions are special units that provide additional motivation to the troops near them. So it's pretty cool. It's just very sort of simple. Then you've got the actual combat itself, just going through, and then defences. So it's got a fair bit about that aspect. We do also have then gods, religion and gods that come in and sort of play a role. So the scope is fairly broad, but it looks like you don't go and build anything else. Like if I just go out to the region map, so this is the region map of this particular region, and so we do actually have a city back over through here. Yeah, so when I click on it, we can sell. Don't trade in through here is what we currently have. So we can actually then go across and start trading and spend, like sell and buy. So we can buy grain, and we can then sell stone and iron ore. That would be what we can do with that trade good. We don't know anything in through here. Actually, there's the Explorer. Do we just click on it? There we go. Let's have a look and see what actually happens here. I guess it just does what it does. If we unpause, yeah, we know we've got it unpaused at the moment. So that's the overview. We can sort of zoom in or out to sort of see what's going on. This is the you don't have explorers available to deploy, and then we've got the soldiers as well. So the soldiers would then sort of come from this one through here. This is our city, so maybe it's just a summary, very quick summary while we're looking at this one. It sort of almost looks like this would be suitable for the actual regions as well, like because it's giving us a summary of the actual location, which makes me sort of think that maybe there is. It's just trade routes. If you take over, do you then get to build? It's got exactly the same model for the city itself. I'm not sure. Then we've got the Pantheon of the Gods as well. We've got the different sort of gods, and I'm not sure. I think we have to sort of give them different bits and pieces as well. Then we're back into our actual city. And the way that the city sort of works is that you then sort of throw the forum down somewhere, just place it in the old place at this point in time, and then you've got a whole lot of different buildings and things. So everything has to be connected by roads. So just go and build a road system across through here, which costs you denarii, or it's silver or whatever it might be. That it's up that other way. Housing, again, you've just got sort of like the plebeian housing back in through here, which has to face the road. It's sort of funny, it doesn't auto-rotate, and I sort of thought it would. You have to press the R key to actually get it to both then face the actual road itself. So that would be then the way of sort of bringing plebeians in. You've then got like food production. In this case, we can get like a granary and a wheat field. So it's fairly sort of basic. Like this is no good to build in through here. It needs to be on fertile ground. So we do actually have fertile ground out this way. Some of the buildings as well. There's a lot of them. You can sort of see there's heaps. Material production. These are just sort of like basic things. Like an iron mine, for example, would need to be near this iron location. If I try and build these outside of the location, it will actually, I will need to get a road wherever that little arrow actually is. And I do find, it's a simpler version than what we've sort of seen before. We've got logging camps, so they can actually sort of then just get in the middle of things. But just that rotation, it doesn't automatically rotate around, which is sort of strange, I find. It's sort of one of those things I would have thought that would have been automatic. I mean, if we sort of throw that one in there, you'll notice that it's actually now, he really can't do anything because he's waiting for the road to be built. So we have to build the road. And I don't know, it's sort of like that feels old school to me. Like it's, even with the road, it has to be then connected up to this road here. And then it can operate, as an example. So now he'll start to just go off and do his thing. It's nice and simple in that sort of sense. And these guys are now bringing patricians in as well, so we have to give them sort of work to do. Entertainment, so we can't do much with that one. Religion we can't do much with. Decorations, military, setting things up, defences. We can demolish different buildings. So there's a whole range of different things as the city sort of develops as well. So it's if you're into city builders, I think it's one of these games that you will enjoy. But it's and it certainly does have that old sort of Caesar vibe to it, the way it sort of is operating. You can just rotate around. It's fully 3D, unlike Caesar. So this one, you can sort of go and get the. Don't know if we can actually go to individuals. Some of these games do allow you. If we do click on a building, we can then see the inside. You can see that character that was there was actually then moving, has now gone to sleep on that particular bench. We can sort of rotate around, have a look and see what they're up to. I find this really cool as well, like being able to have a look, inside the actual houses is really quite nice. I don't know where that where they actually are leading off to. These stairs. You've got stairs on the other side there as well. So but there's a lot of detail, I guess, with what's going on through here, and it then just gives you lots and lots of information in through here as well, in terms of the desirability and sort of how they're likely to be attracted. We've got all sorts of different things like the jobs. Excuse me, we've got 6 unemployed citizens at the moment. We've got 7 citizens in here. One thing we'd need to do would be to we've got housing and services. We should have engineers post and the fire station. So a fire station would be important to just keep things going. I don't know if I rotate. Yeah, there is roads all the way around the forum, so you do actually have roads that way. So I can build that one just in through there. And again, all of these open right up, so you can sort of see the inside of everything. And that one's requiring. It has no water, so we would need to build not a reservoir, a well. Just build it there. That then allows this fire station to then operate. The forum, I don't know if we can actually have a look and see what's in there. Yeah, this has got all of the stocks and things like that. Anyway, I won't spend too much time with it, but it's a very, very detailed game in a lot of ways, and sort of does extend across quite nicely to have meaningful armies, which is very, very cool. One thing I haven't tried is any of the, I haven't got far enough yet to sort of try the armies, but I'm looking forward to that aspect. So I'm hoping to sort of record some content. I'm not sure, I don't think I'll get to it this week actually, because there's just too many other games which I've got to do recordings for. So anyway, I thought I'd just show it because it is an interesting game, and it does have a lot of interest, I guess, if you're into city builders. It certainly rates very highly in that sort of class of game, and but it is old school with just a tile situation. So it is definitely built on a grid. Certain buildings also will then cause issues for your plebeians, so you do have to sort of plan where they go. I don't think we can then go and change the housing. Oh yeah, we can move. We can move the housing around, which I'm guessing we can. That means we can also then just rotate it. Yeah, so we can. Okay, that's cool. So even if you did need to sort of do things, you can just move this across, and it looks like it's just almost immediate for it to do that. There we go. Yeah, so it's nice and fast. That's good. It looks very streamlined, the way that the one does actually work. Anyway, I'll just read a few of the comments. So, where did we get up to? So, Karamancha saying, "Hi, Daz. Thank you for the Gladius code. What I do not realise was I already have it, so you can use it for another giveaway, as I will not use it." Oh, okay. Are you sure? Because if you really don't need it, then I can put it back in the pile. But yeah, look, let me know. If you're absolutely 100%, just let me know. Sithel's saying in SimCity you can turn off disasters at least, and yes, I don't know if you can do it in here. It's a management window. There is actually that's the same as what we saw there before. I'm not sure if you can do that before you go in. Like if we go back out, put the settings in through this other side. Classic camera, see inside buildings is on. Display mode. Master volume, camera. There's a lot of settings in here actually. A lot of settings, which I haven't looked at before. Let's just go back to the main menu. And if we just go into new game, and if we just go and do that one, if we go to sandbox for this particular one, building costs, so God's blessing and punishments, fires, yeah, so you can turn them off, diseases, you can turn all these things off if you don't want to be dealing with them. I like that. Okay, that's good. So you've got all of these different aspects which you can play with. So that would then turn off all of that sort of stuff, which for me is probably the way I'd prefer to play it, to be honest. And then we have community downloaded missions. I'm not sure how many of these there actually are. Frozen lands. Not enough ratings on any of these. There's not that many at this stage. So that will be good. Actually, what else have we got there? We've still got saved games. Okay, this I guess is sort of showing more complete complete sort of saves. So this one is Campaign Triumph. What does that one do? It's my final result of the campaign. I wanted to build a classic Roman city enclosed by walls and fortifications. Anyway, I won't worry about those, but it's there is a lot in through here that you can then sort of go and have a look at and play. Got war in through here as well. Time to Conquer. Not enough ratings. This is interesting. So Water World. What does this one do? This is a mission. Yeah, this Hispania War. Challenging missions. We're in Rhoda, a city surrounded by water and mountains. This will make the task. Yeah, okay, we have to build a city there. This one here, Time to Conquer. Looks like it lead a growing city and start training your army to conquer the map. So it looks like this one is actually download this one. You're ready to start fighting, I'm guessing. And yes, we've got a few other little things in through there as well. Anyway, I won't continue on with that one, but that is Citadelum. That's going to be the giveaway for today. Exit the desktop. Okay, so Harry Munch is saying, yes, mate, give someone else a chance. May win another in 2 years' time for a game I do not have. Yeah, oh, sorry about that. I mean, the marble run is the marble run, and the results are the results. Anyway, we'll quit out of Citadelum. So that's Citadelum, which is, as I said before, is basically only come out this week, and so that's going to be the giveaway for today. Read through more of the comments. Looks like a missed opportunity. Also, thank you for the info, says Boyer Tactics. I'm not sure what the missed opportunity is. Maybe that was something I said earlier. Tenru is saying, I can't play city builders. I never know where to start. And the correct placement of buildings makes me quit since I don't know what to consider, which I won't know without playing. Now, it's funny you say that because like the fact that we can now move those buildings around sort of circumvents that issue. It allows you to restructure your city by the looks of things without any real problem. I don't know if there's a cost to the movement, but it's actually, that looks pretty cool, which means you can tweak and tweak to your heart's content and sort of get things exactly the way you want them. And I like that aspect because games like Caesar, you couldn't do that. Once you built something, that was it. And so your original, and often like with games like Caesar, there used to be these books that you used to get like on how to play games, and I do remember those sort of games about the best placement of the roads at the start. Looks like you don't have to worry about that with this game. Hi ZXM, how are you going? So so Redigar saying this looks like an attempt to remake the old Caesar games from Sierra. It certainly looks like it's been the spiritual successor to it. Guy Bellaby saying it'll be interesting to see how it compares with Pharaoh New Era. I haven't played that. Redigar saying I like Songs of Six from my city builder map Conquering Fix. Yeah, I haven't played much of Songs of Six. I've played a little bit. Chris is saying, is it better than Against the Storm? Different. Against the Storm was the first city builder I played in a long time where I enjoyed it just as a city builder. And the reason I liked it was because of the procedural generation of everything in it. And that's still... So for me, my own personal bent, I like those procedural games more than other games. So I would still, like, from my own side of things, Against the Storm is still a city builder, but in a completely different category, where you are... Yeah, God, that's a really good question because they're so different. The two different types of games are so different. Against the Storm for me is probably more my style, simply because of the randomness of it, which I do like and appreciate what they've done with that one. So you're saying, howdy Daz, which game is this? This is Citadelum. You can sort of see it right there. Citadelum, which is the giveaway for today. And actually it's on special at the moment too. If we go in and have a bit of a look at Citadelum, I'm pretty sure it's on special. Yeah, 20% off at the moment. So that is actually available. There is actually a publisher sale on this one as well. So that's sort of what's going on with that one there. So anyway, Citadelum, that's it there. What did we get up to? So the Daily Grind is saying SimCity 2000, only 31 years old, maybe the best city builder. I do remember that game. I remember playing that a lot, like just sort of trying to plan the sewer networks and things like this. It was a pretty cool game. Thor is then saying old school and beautiful. The best ancient city builder I know is Children of the Nile. It really leans into how society actually worked in 2000 BC Egypt. Hi Drexy, so is this a good or not? I think it's good. I think it is good, and the fact that you can actually move those buildings around means it is going to be fairly forgiving. I think that the focus is actually, like you saw there, you weren't waiting around for things to be built; they just built them, and so in that sense, I get the sense that the pacing of the game will be fairly fast. And that a lot of it is to do with interacting with the outside areas, which I think is pretty cool actually. Kerry Munch is saying, yeah, give the game away. Yep, that's okay. So Ricardo's saying, hi Daz, first time looking at this game, seems interesting. What's your opinion on it? I haven't played enough of it, but even just that small amount and seeing that we could shift things around is making me feel that this is probably something I would enjoy, for the simple reason that I'm probably more interested in the actual region map than the actual city building part of it itself. And it looks like you can switch around and do what you have to do fairly readily, and it looks like it wouldn't take that long to get up to what you need to be doing as well. So it looks like it's not like a lot of those city builder games are fairly onerous in terms of the amount of time it takes you to then go and build everything. It looks like this one here you can sort of rattle your way through fairly fast, I would imagine. But I don't know. I'm just gleaning that from just that little, the small amounts I have actually had a look at the game. So Sissel's saying I can only win when there is nothing to win. There we go. Curry Munch is saying in compensation, can I have a full run of Distant Worlds 2 when Shakturi DLC is released? Well, actually, we'll talk about that actually. But I've got I'm doing the launch stream for it in how many days? In 3 days' time, 3 or 4 days' time. It'll be on Thursday for most of you guys. It'll be on the Slytherin channel on Twitch. And it'll be a 5-hour live stream, which is pretty long for me actually. I get pretty tired usually after about 3 hours. So I'll see how I go, but I do enjoy Distant Worlds 2, and I do have plans for that stream actually. What I'm thinking of doing is actually running the game on auto for a period of time where we just watch what actually happens, and then stepping in and trying to fix up everything that the AI has done over the course of maybe sort of like half an hour. So we'll sort of monitor how the AI develops in super fast mode, and then we'll take over. I'm thinking that could be fun. I've experimented with that, and because I can play the game at 8 times speed and just watch what actually happens, and like it's an enjoyable game even just from that aspect. So I think that's what my plan of starting off that 5 hours stream is, to spend a fair bit of time letting the game run at 8 times speed just to develop everything up and itself, so it can then sort of be ready to go. I also wanted to show off there is I think all of the stuff that I'm talking about is publicly available information, but there is actually like a refugee start. I did want to show that as well, but that would be too difficult to just let the AI run away with that one. But that's pretty cool the way that one does work. So, hi Battle Mode, saying remember ChatTactic for once. There we go. So anyway, that's where do we get up to? And compensation, yeah. So I will actually be doing a lot of Distant Worlds 2 Shakturi once that one does come. For me, it's actually I'm less excited about the Shakturi stuff than the other things that come with the game. With that one, there's a lot of good things that come with that DLC besides the Shakturi stuff. So there's some really, really cool stuff coming in with that one there. So I will be doing a lot of Distant Worlds 2 content when I'm allowed to, which should be at the end of this week. So that will be sort of like at the moment though I'm not allowed to show it. So Radigar is saying, yeah, seems like great compensation. Tenry is saying, I recall that building moving option from Anno Games. They were the only city builders I could somehow enjoy. Yeah, I think that does make these games enjoyable. Actually, it's sort of one of those things that I would consider that a feature, like a fairly important feature. Do they mention it? Deny the gods, build your settlement, expand. Yeah, so with armies, essentially. You can see there, this is the armies going back in. Honor. City building evolves. So Citadelum presents a unique 3-layered gameplay based on city building core mechanics, strategic expansion and commerce, and the role of the gods. So it's not really talking about those little innovations, and even the fact that you can look inside. These are just showing the gods. And this is So anyway, that's but no, it looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. It looks like they're focused on the things that are important, without it being, onerous, which is great. Okay, so hi Rogue, how you going? I don't know if I said hi before. And ZXM is saying, the Dwarf Fortress is my idea of the best city builder. That's exceptional. Yeah, Dwarf Fortress is sort of out on its own. It's funny, when I woke up this morning, I was thinking, I haven't seen much about with Dwarf Fortress. I haven't played much of it lately. And it really is a staple of of my channel, and I've really got to get back to playing some more of that one. But there's, as I said before, too many games coming out. So Chris is saying, hi Battlemate, I've been enjoying your narration on Galactic Civilizations. Yes. Battlemate saying it's not me, it's a Cylon. So if you don't know, Battlemate is actually the voice of Galactic Civilizations, and when you've got the help file turned on, the voice turned on, it's actually, they've got an AI version of Battlemate which does all the talking, which is really cool. So Chris is saying, "I'm sorry, wrong person. I thought you were Ben." He is. It is Ben. It is Ben, but it's an AI. He's not recorded. Like, it allows them to it allows the voiceover to actually talk about all sorts of things that are procedurally generated. It's a really cool idea, and so battle mode is the actual voice for it, but it's AI trained using battle mode's voice, which is very, very cool. I don't know if I've ever seen that before in a game, but it means that it doesn't mean that everything has to be spoken about. The AI will just speak whatever it needs to talk about, which is very, very cool. So Battlemode's saying it's my voice, but it's got a South English accent, so it's not quite me. I hope that auto-running style of fun, because it sounds similar to a prototype game that I'm planning. There we go, says Bubicus. So Thor is then saying, will Outpost be part of the free update in Distant Worlds 2? Gosh, I don't know if it is. I think, I can't remember. Let's have a quick look. Because that's also one thing that I was also unsure about myself, actually, as to where that actually sat. Ongoing evolution, expanding horizons. It talks about this particular dev stream does talk about what you get in the different areas. Maybe targets list. A lot of this stuff is what's coming. Does it talk about it at the start? Focused in the first one, we focused on Shakturi. Second one, we did do this one last week. The final blog covers several additional features and improvements which will be released as part of the free update. So this is the free update stuff that you're then going to get. So if it's going to be there, it'll be in here. And I think it actually was in Dev Stream 2, or the Dev Blog 2. The expanded targets list, which is important, really important. They've got all of this sort of queuing up attacks and things is now going to be part of the base game. Different war missions will be part of the base game. I don't know if I like them as much as the idea. The implementation for me isn't quite there yet. I hope that the outposts are part of the base game. What else have we got through there? Rebalance of economies. It looks like it's not. I don't know, actually. It's sort of one of those things where I don't think it is. I think it is part of the Shakturi. This one here is refugees, outposts, and alliances. So it looks like the Alliance, even the Alliance system. So the second part is leading up to the release. In the first one, we focused on the Shakturi story. In this one, we'll focus on some of the additional unique features which are part of the... Yeah, okay, so outposts, multi-empire alliances, and refugee start options. So the return of the Shakturi, for me, this is the most exciting part of the DLC, all three of these, which really does change the scope of the game. I'm not all that interested in the Shakturi story, to be honest, and it's sort of... but so yes, if you do want outposts, you will need to get the DLC. And for me, this is something you can use right from the start of the game. Nearly all of these things, well, certainly refugee start. But these are but outposts you can sort of make use of right from the start of the game as well. Yeah. So anyway, that's going to be so that for me is probably the most exciting part of the DLC. I know that and again, it's just because I like random stuff, the Shakturi editions are less, they're still random, but it's you know that they're going to be coming, and so support cost in through there. Outposts, land to claim territory. These are pretty cool. Anyway, but it's not a part of the free game. But you do still get some good stuff in the free game, but just not the alliances, outposts, and refugee fleet, which are things that they could have gone either way, I think. And I can see why they would put it into the DLC, simply because the it enhances the value of the DLC by doing that. Okay, so as ZXM was saying, Distant Worlds 2, you never finish a playthrough fighting your own battles unless it's a tiny galaxy. Yeah, it's some people do. I myself get to a point where I tend to have smaller objectives, and one of the things with with these war targets is that themselves will possibly be enough for like a YouTube series. Would be to actually just have like play out an actual war, and with a war mission, and actually just fulfill that war mission as the story for the actual for what is going to be there. And so that's something I think will be a fun way of actually having a storyline. And also I'm actually experimenting with just letting the AI control it for like a decade of time, and then actually taking over is really quite fun as well. That's something that I've only been doing that privately. I haven't actually been recording that, mainly with this live stream in mind. And I think it's a good way to do these live streams, these extended live streams. So that way we can sort of have a bit of a have to solve some problems right from the start. Well, not right from the start, because we actually watch the problems take place. And then sort of work out what to do. Okay, so we've got where are we get up to? Sorry, I'm just looking at where we actually are. Yep. So will there be more races added with the DLC? I don't think so, actually. And I think that different people are working on different things. It's not just Elliot and Eric who are sort of doing things. They've got a few other people that are actually doing other aspects of the game as well. I'm not sure if they flesh out any of the others. The Boscara, maybe, because the Boscara is sort of semi tied in with the Shakturi. The Gizareans definitely are tied in. So yeah, there's a few different things in through there. I'm not exactly sure. There was also another one as well, another group that came through. Anyway, we'll just go through. So Curry Munch is saying, I watched Larry Monty's last Distant Worlds 2 playlist on Extreme. He mentioned that the pace he was playing at made Daz Tactic playthrough look like a speed racer. Yeah, so it's I do play. I play very, very slowly when I play these games usually. Now we've got the Battleman saying I was the first AI voice actor, apparently. There we go. I don't think that has ever been used in any other game before. I don't know. I have never heard of it before. I know that people were talking about it, but I haven't actually... The implementation was great that Stardock did with the game. We're going to talk a little bit about Gal Civ as well, actually. So we've got some exciting Gal Civ news coming up. That's a little way off. That's a little bit over the horizon. We've certainly got a lot of things coming in right on the horizon and sort of imminent for the coming week. Speed run, says Curry Muncher. Well, sort of. When you do play it at 8 times speed, you can't really keep up with things. Saying it's a cool thing anyway to Ben, and then Sizzle saying I have, but only because I made games myself, small little projects only. Guy Bellaby saying I have been playing the beta, and it does not seem to be included. The Outpost, yeah, no, it's not. So we've just identified that one. Curry Munch is saying, Dads, will you be recording your participation for Slytherin to YouTube? Not at the same time, and I sort of, when I do the Slytherin ones, I sort of, like, if they want to do it, that's fine. I probably won't, because I probably won't be wanting to do that myself, I think, and starting again. I enjoy these games so much that I do like just playing them again and again. So it's sort of one of those things where I tend not to upload those videos. ZXM is saying, I've let the AI run everything except diplomacy, and it makes it like watching an interactive sci-fi movie. Yes. Yeah, it's pretty cool, actually. It's pretty cool. That's the whole idea. It's a simulation game, almost first and foremost, really. So anyway, other games that are coming. If we have a look at if I open up my Steam library, and there's a few games, actually. There's a game I literally got just before I kicked in here, actually, which is Toy Tactics. I've never heard of it before, but I opened it up just a couple of minutes before I started the stream, because it just finished downloading, so I've only just received this one. But I might just show this as well. This one did start pretty quickly before I was recording. So Curry Munch is saying I don't do Twitch anymore, not been on it for years. Twitch for me satisfies a direct connection, and so same with the way that this works here for me as well. Like the Twitch is better for me for live streaming because of the tools that it's got, so it does a better job. Anyway, I'll talk about Toy Tactics. This is a game that I know nothing at all about this game, except that when I saw the actual the screen for it, I thought, oh, that looks really, really good. And so the dev actually contacted me and said, we think this game might be sort of suitable for what I do, and I agree with them. I think it actually looks really, really good. If I just go to single player. So I just started to look at the campaign. You've got skirmish. Now I've got no idea how to play these. You've got puzzles. Maybe we'll try a puzzle. And you've also got sandbox as well. So you've got like everything, everything you need. Now I've got no idea how to play it at all. Your enemies. So what have we got through here? And I know that you've got all these different groups. Oh, these have to be unlocked. Okay, so you can't unlock those without actually playing different things. That's fine. I don't mind that. So you start off with like Roman legions. The next one is some other type of, over through here you've got the undead. Looks like Cthulhu creatures, I'm guessing. Back in through this other side, does it show you? Yeah, these are undead. Back in this other side. Pirates. Yeah, Cthulhu pirates. That's cool. Ninjas, I'm guessing. Knights. These look like Romans as well. Yeah, look like a variant of Rome. So all we can do is play these basic ones. So we've got 40 of our units versus 30 of theirs. I don't know if we can change those. No, we can't. Oh, this is a puzzle, of course. This is the actual puzzle. And so I think the way this one works is and with the word Toy Tactics, it didn't really inspire me much. But what it is who wishes to fight must first count the cost, says Sun Tzu. So place your units and prepare to fight. So when we go in and zoom into these, it's pretty interesting the way it does work. And so you can, I think, how do we do this? There is actually, I can sort of structure all of this, but I'm not sure. You can paint. This is like a painted area. I'll just go and fight and then pause. Can I change that? I'll just move it up. The forces will then go to wherever they're actually sort of been structured, like been set to go. And they just basically sort of fight their way through. rotate around. You can, there's things like rotating, I mean, this one looks like it's just going to be a very, very sort of simple battle. But I won't spend too much time with this one. But I really like the idea of it. So victory, it looks really good. Yes, we had 9 deaths in through here, 22 seconds. So it looks like there is actually a, you have to sort of do it within a time frame. I'll just go continue. Yeah, so anyway, let's just go back out of there. We'll just go back out to, no, that's not it. Main menu. Might have one look at maybe sandbox. I don't know what mercenaries is. No idea what these things actually do. So, Arenarius Locus 1. Using the other legions. Yeah, I'm not sure. If we fight that one, can we make use of the Draugr, the undead? Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't even know how to play this at all. I've done nothing with it at all, so no idea. Double tap on top of a formation to delete it. So you paint them where you want them to go, and so you sort of draw the characters, and then you can just keep on redrawing. So it sort of sets them up as a group, and so you end up sort of painting. Okay, that looks like they're crossbowmen. So you draw in the actual the way the characters are then formed. You can have just like single characters if you're wanting to. They've all got different sort of abilities. Actually, that looks like it's just cavalry. So it has sort of like a portion of them through there. Yeah. Anyway, for me it looks really quite interesting. The way the game sort of then does work, but I've got no idea how to play it yet. But it does look pretty good. So you've got to sort of break your way through different positions in through here. But anyway, I'll just leave it. I won't worry about doing this one just yet. But I am looking forward to getting into this one through here. So yeah, everything's better with pirates, says Thor, and Sis was saying it looks pretty interesting. It does look interesting, and it was one of these games when I got the email, Toy Tactics. I thought, oh nah. You know, like it didn't sound like something I was going to be all that interested in, but if we have a look at it. So I thought I'd just show that one because I can play that one pretty much, while I'm waiting for the other games anyway. But it looks really interesting in the when I looked at the actual Steam library. There is a demo as well, by the way. So you can see very positive like reviews. Not that many people actually playing it at this stage, but 95%, 92% is great. It just came out in September. If we have a look at the actual launch trailer, let's have a look at that. It's always.
Welcome, General. My name is Sun Tzu, and I will make you a prodigy in the art of war. This is Toy Tactics. Master the unique campaigns of 5 different armies, each with their own units, spells, abilities, and specific strategies. An expert tactician knows not to rush into battle. Pause. Draw your formation.
See how they're painting? They're painting where the things go. To sort of then set up the actual tactical aspect, which is really cool.
Paint a tactical masterpiece with famous battle formations like the Phalanx, Wedge, Column, and yes, even Winnie the Pooh.
To be honest, that Winnie the Pooh makes me think it's not that critical, the actual formations. It looks like they don't really help all that much.
Conquer the high.
That looks pretty cool, I gotta say.
Know your enemies from ledges. The environment itself is a powerful ally. The gods of war.
Yes, so sneaking up is good.
Press the advantage with the help of 60 different relics. Conquer a campaign with 20 hours of challenging tactical scenarios.
So there is scenarios, but there's also that sandbox mode as well.
Simulate any battle in sandbox mode. Solve 60 battle puzzles from my own tactics book. Skirmish mode. Mercenaries mode. Play with friends co-op or destroy them in face-to-face battles. You can use a controller or your fingertips on a touchscreen to draw
it does have that console feel about it.
Then take pictures of your victories in photo mode. Say cheese. I, Sun Tzu, will guide you in your conquest of all battles in Toy Tactics.
I like the look of it, like a lot, actually, I've got to say. Yes, it's saying you have to explore it a bit more later. Yes, I will, actually. I will be doing some content on that one as well. I've got a lot of games in this sort of category where I've just got to get to them. But this one I really did like the look of, and particularly the reviews. So I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And because I get offered a lot of games and I don't like to just say, yeah, give me everything. Because I don't really want to be sort of chewing up keys that developers use. So I try to only sort of really bring in games that I think I'm going to be playing. And when I saw that, I thought, oh wow, this looks actually really, really good. But I don't know, like for me, the areas that I'm unsure about is with that, just how important the tactical painting will be. I'm hoping it's very important, but I've got a funny feeling it won't be. So that's probably my only little misgiving about the actual game at this stage, but I haven't played it. I literally had it, I got the key about an hour ago, or maybe, about 2 hours ago, and then it took it was a big game to download, and so I only had like 5 minutes before I started doing the ChatTactic stream to actually have a bit of a look at it. But it looks good. It looks very, very interesting. So anyway, I'm looking forward to that one there. What we'll do is we're going to go, so I've only got another hour to go, and there's still a lot to talk about with stuff that's coming. I think that maybe the best way to do this, actually, we'll talk about a game that's coming in, well, it's going to be another week. So I will be able to talk about it in more depth next week. But one thing you should keep an eye open for is Scramble, Battle of Britain. This is going to do it. Yeah, it's got it in through there. There is a demo, and I would strongly recommend the demo. That's all I've got at this stage. And I'll be doing like the pre-release stream on the weekend, or like on Friday, I think it is, for you guys. And that will be, and then after that, it will then launch a few days after that time. And so I've been told I can still only show the demo at this stage. So it's just, I'm only playing what you can download as the actual demo itself. You can see there the release date, 30th of October, that's the date for me. So next week we'll talk a lot about this. I'm hoping by that stage I'll actually have the actual release version of the game, where we can start to sort of manage the pilots. This is a great game, I've got to say. It's one of these games that I did a live stream on the Slytherin channel, when was it? Well, last weekend, actually, last Friday. And that was so much fun. It was really interesting to see how the damage model actually was affecting the flight of the aircraft, and not just how it impacted it, but also the one of my aircraft, for example, got hit in the rudder, but it was a critical hit, but it didn't destroy the rudder, so I could still fly the plane. But I had to be really careful about how much I pushed the rudder. So I could still push it to the extreme, but I then ran the risk of actually having the rudder break off. So it was one of those things where it became really finicky trying to sort of maneuver without actually putting too much stress on the actual rudder itself. Just as a one little minor example, it's a great game. It really is so cool, this game. And so it's going into early access, which I think is a great move as well. I think there's a lot that they can do with this, and to build it all up. So yeah, this is really exciting. So planned release date, yeah, it's 30th of October, so in about 7 days' time. So we'll be talking about that one next week. But I thought I'd just mention it. The update, as I say, is very cool. You can fly as some of the German planes now as well. There will be a whole lot of stuff coming with this game if we have a bit of a look. So it's mainly about the tactical, it's sort of like a turn-based WeGo tactical flight simulator. It's very good the way it does work. The closest game I can think that it's like is Battlestar Galactica Deadlock, in terms of the actual flight sim model, which is also very similar to this. For me, this does a better job, but this is of course a much more modern game than Deadlock. But but that's the only one that's really for me close to what this game actually has. Again, that's another Slytherin game as well. But it's a great game, this one, and it's I can't wait to get it. What's going to be coming though is there's going to be all sorts of things coming with this one. And each bullet, every single bullet is modelled, and the bullets don't just go straight. They actually, gravity takes them away. So they do drop a little bit in the actual flight sim, and you can sort of see there with all sorts of different things. Bullets will tear through fuel tanks, radiators and engines, springing leaks and starting fires. Ailerons and elevators will rip off under stress. Yeah, it's really cool, the actual modelling of it. It's and it's not onerous. Like often with flight sims, you end up, if you actually got the joystick, I can't keep track of where things actually are. I find them frustrating. I like them, but I find them frustrating to play. I like the idea of them. This is perfect because you can look at everything, you plan your move out, and then just say, yep, okay, process the move, and away you go. So step into the shoes of our. Now this is what we don't actually have in the demo. This is really cool to see this actually. So we're now seeing big bombers with the small craft coming in to try then to take out the bombers. I can't wait for this to come. This is not part of the demo, and so you'll be actually then managing flight groups in the final game, which we don't, as I say, the demo doesn't have this yet. So aircrafts in the first release, we've got the Spitfire and the Hurricane. Luftwaffe's got the 109 and the 110. We've got the Bristol Blenheim RAF bombers, and then we've got these other different bombers, the Stuka. They do have Stukas in the demo, but that's the only bomber that they've got. But I do like the look of these bigger bombers, just with, and they'll also then be firing as well with all of their different shots. The 110 has got like a rear gunner, which you have to be careful of when you're fighting that one. But it's as I said before, fantastic game, a really good game. And so keep an eye open on that one. I think this is going to be a smash hit. It just feels so good to play. It's more intricate to play than it looks, and it models so many different good things about this one. Where are we? Just going to skim through. So Sizzle's saying, I know there was a game like Scramble way back, but do not remember the name of it. There was a game just called Battle of Britain, which came out in the 90s, which I loved. That was actually just a flight sim. I loved that game. That was one where you were fighting against bombers and things like that. For me, this is the closest to that game that I've actually sort of seen. Just have a look through. Sizzle saying I do play some flight sims, so pretty used to having stuff like that, but in real time. Yeah, the non-real time aspect of this is a major feature. It's not just a difference. It's actually a major feature. It's so cool to be able to really try to sort of with this whole 10 seconds of timing, I think it actually is, per phase, just trying to get into position. It's very strategic, but also it's not easy. It's a great little game. So this is saying, but it's nice to have a bit more slow paced game too. It helps you understand the more complicated maneuvers. Yes, it does. Okay, Battleman saying I've been pretty much moved over to fighting games, beat 'em ups, platformers, and Dark Souls. I don't really play those. Because saying it kind of reminds me of Sid Meier's Ace Patrol, but much more detailed. It's incredibly detailed. The actual the damage model on this is very cool. The way it does actually work. So anyway, I can't wait for that to release. So we're a week away from that one. Hopefully by next week I'll actually then have a preview of the actual game, which will then be coming. So look out for Scramble. Look out for Distant Worlds 2. That'll be coming at the end of this week. God, there's a lot of things that are coming. What else is there? If we go and I keep on losing track of all the different things. If we maybe have a look at Gal Civ, it's because they've actually now announced that they've got a new DLC coming, which will be very exciting. So it should sort of show up in here, I'm guessing. yeah, coming December 12, Mega Structures expansion. So this one in through here. So transform your empire with colossal structures that redefine galactic strategy. I haven't looked at this yet. So Sievert is pleased to announce that the Mega Structures expansion for Gal Civ 4 will be released on December the 12th. Players will have the opportunity to harness the power of the stars to create monumental structures like Dyson spheres and stellar gateways, offering new strategic options for late-game civilizations to turn the tide and achieve victory. Mega Structures offers players a chance to think on a grand scale, allowing them to reshape the empires. That'll be interesting. I'm not sure if it sounds late game, which is sort of, I often don't get to late game with different things. Each mega structure presents unique benefits and challenges, encouraging players to engage in careful planning. Yes, empires expand. Players will encounter new diplomatic opportunities. I sort of almost hope that some of these exist in the game when you start up, so that you've actually got like a bit of a challenge. You've somehow got to work with or against. Dyson spheres harness stellar energy to power your empire. A Dyson sphere essentially is just pulling apart asteroid belts and building a sphere around a star to get all of the energy from the star. Ring worlds, so a massive habitable rings that provide essential living space and resources for your population. A little bit like what's that funny sort of that thing in the desert in Saudi Arabia, I think it is. I forget what it's called. The Line. That's such a weird idea. I think that they're still saying that they're going ahead with it, but I think they were supposed to already have people moving in by now. But it's I did see an update on The Line. That's a weird thing. Like if anything is not going to work, it's that Line project. Wonder if it's still going. Let's have a look. We'll do a little deviate away. The Line is wild since the daily grind. Yeah. So where are we? She's not picking up. Oh, here we go. The Line. Let's see what it brings up. Revolution. So Neom, that's the group. Line Saudi Arabia. Maybe we'll get some. We'll have a look at. We won't spend too much time with this one. A linear smart city under construction in Saudi Arabia in Neom. Yeah, it's probably not going to show us much. Yeah, there's little artist conceptions of how it's all going to work. It's not saying it's over yet. I'm saying yet because this cannot work. You know, it was reported the project was scaled back after foreign investment had not bought into the Crown Prince's vision. I wonder why. It just didn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't know. Concerns about policy and human rights. Yeah, it's not that much not really that much information. You'd think there'd be more, wouldn't you? Really. Look, we won't have a look at it, but anyway, it's weird. That sort of, for me, reminds me a little bit of the ring worlds. Stellar Nexus, a versatile megastructure that functions as a command center, research hub, and trading post. That sounds cool. And Stellar Gateways, they establish a transportation network for instantaneous travel across the galaxy. It does look good, actually. Looks interesting. So it will be, but it would be cool if some of these do sort of start off in the galaxy itself as well, rather than just building them up. I'm not sure how far in this will be. So it turns 61 and there's already one there. It's hard to see. It looks like this. I think that's showing turn 61. Although 58 months until remaining. Manufacturing stimulus. 46 months remaining. I'm not sure what that's doing. It's taking a long time. It doesn't look like that's 60. I think that's turn 61. Yeah, these are the different bits and pieces. I'm assuming that if that's only turn 61, I'm assuming that this is a cheat that's been added to immediately build it, just to sort of show the screen grab. That's what I would imagine with that one through there. But anyway, that's going to be cool. So that's coming in December. We won't spend too much time with that one. Now, where do we get up to? So yes, Clancy's saying I'm looking forward to Zephon. Yeah, Zephon, I can't show that one until for another 2 weeks. I've been playing a little bit of it though. So Zephon, just going to have a bit of a look at this one through here. So this is from the makers of Gladius. Of course, it is not Gladius 2.0 or anything like that. It is actually it's got diplomacy. It's got a whole lot of other different bits and pieces to it. It is a bit confusing. We did have a look at this one last week. I'm really looking forward to it. But this is going to be a fun game, I think, when it does actually release. So it releases on the 9th of November, but I'm allowed to start playing it on the 4th of November, and so I'll be allowed to show it in a couple of weeks' time, but I can't show it just yet. So anyway, that's coming. So we won't spend any real time with that one there. So where did we get up to? Yeah, the line is wild. Yeah, 2030 says the daily grind. Okay, that's when it's due to. I thought it was supposed to be out now. I thought the line was supposed to be finished by now. Yeah, but I'm saying when I hear smart city, I actually think high tech coffin when the power goes out. Yeah. Hi, Viren Games, how you going? That's some in game stuff, I reckon, says Battle Mode, and ZXM saying that they have done a more advanced start to show that too. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay. Battle Mode saying I rarely see late game text in Gal Civ. Yeah, I'm the same. I don't tend to play games that deep in. Showing the time left for the tech to be researched, not the turn number. Thanks, Battle Mode. So XM saying great point. I bet that's correct. Yeah, well, it will be correct because Battle Mode's directly involved with all this stuff. He would be biting his tongue with exciting information. Actually, another game which it's sort of funny. I've recorded content which I'll put up tomorrow for Sins of a Solar Empire, which is a great game. So I've done a video for this one, which I will talk about a little bit. I actually had a version of the game, and I've been waiting for it to update for a couple of months now, since it actually released. And so it's quite funny because I've actually sort of been watching every day. I'm thinking, okay, I'll just wait for the next update, and then I'll start recording content. But I was on a build that actually didn't update, and so there were all these updates happening, but it just wasn't triggering like from what I was looking at. So yeah, I've actually now corrected that, and I've now got the version for this. One thing actually I might actually show, I do actually have it in the video that's going to come out tomorrow, but there is actually one way of looking at sins. If you're on the fence about it, there is one tutorial mission which I think really does present sins incredibly well. And I think I'll play that now. I'll just sort of show it. I've still got a bit of time. Actually, we don't have that much time. What else are we going to talk about? Maybe not. Maybe I won't, because it is in tomorrow's video. But there is actually, I'll just see if this one does notoriously take time to load in. Okay, I've double-clicked it. Here we go. We'll see what happens. I'll see if it remembers. My computer hasn't been restarted, so hopefully it'll just go straight in, and I can then sort of show that aspect. Yeah, it's just saying I like sins. It's a very, very streamlined game. But there is actually one mission, it's not even really a mission, but it very quickly takes you into the mid-game, this particular tutorial mission. And it shows the scope, because I know that a lot of you have asked questions over the last few weeks when I've been talking about the game, about what it does do, what it does well, etc., etc. And it does a lot of things sort of subconsciously, but this will then present. Oh God, it is going to take forever, isn't it? It's going to take forever to load in. I was hoping that it wouldn't, but yeah, it's a bit of a problem. Yeah, so Sithel's saying Sins 2 is a good game. It's certainly much more polished than the original one, and for me, it's sort of like it's a game that's got a lot of complexity, and you can certainly micromanage to your heart's content, but you don't have to. Here we go. We're in. That's pretty fast. So Battlemode's, that's a good cutscene, by the way, as well. A lot of games could learn by what Stardock does with their intros and their cutscenes. And the game I'm really thinking of is Zephon. Zephon should look what Stardock does and take a lot of notes, because the way that, particularly with Sins, with that cutscene, it really does explain very succinct, or not even explain it. It promises what the experience is going to be in so many different ways, but it does it in a story way. And the Zephon start doesn't do that. That's probably the one aspect about Zephon that I'm a bit scathing about, is that intro video is going to hurt them, I think, ultimately. Yeah, here we go. So I'm biased, of course, being objective as I can. I still think it's an excellent game. They're so much better than the original. I do, and including the Rebellion, Sins of a Solar Empire Rebellion. It sort of basically, it started at that point and then extends onto it and makes it so much better. Anyway, let's just very quickly play out. So I keep on getting this media build, and I've now turned that off, but that's the problem that I've got. So if I go into tutorials, the last tutorial, and the tutorials are fantastic. Again, this is one of these, the user interface and user experience. There's only really 2 companies, I think, that really focus on this, on the user experience aspect of games. Stardock is one of them, and the other one is Paradox. And I think that those 2 companies will start to clean up a little bit, actually, if the other companies don't start to really have a close look at their user experience that they actually offer. Because Stardock and Paradox, and I'm thinking in terms of like Age of Wonders as an example, these games are just so easy to play because they focus on these on the user experience. And so the combat model, we're just going to go to this one through here. We'll start the tutorial. What this one does is just presents the different classes of ships, and I think that this does it in a really, really succinct way, and it sort of shows what the scope is. I won't explain too much because we're running out of time. So Chris is then saying, do you know if ISG is getting any more content? I would assume so. It's a passion project, and passion projects tend to keep on developing, and that's certainly Adam Solo, I think, is the actual developer, who was a games journalist, actually, who actually has now sort of stepped into a developer role, and he's done a great job with ISG. But see, again, like those sorts of games, they do focus a little bit on user experience, but not to the extent that that Stardock or Paradox do. I'd say that, just in my opinion, I think both Paradox and Stardock are both about at the same level with how they keep on pushing this user experience sort of window fairly hard. But the other games just tend not, the other developing groups just tend not to do it with strategy gaming. It's almost like it's not important to them. But I think it really makes a massive difference with these games to actually have the information. And in fact, certain games like Homeworld, the latest Homeworld, the user experience in that was atrocious. And that's absolutely smashed the game, like it destroyed the game. So the user experience for me is the critical thing. It's sort of funny because when you look at games news, you see all these different things about how different political things are being pushed, in the gaming. It's just not important, to actually do that at all. It's the end experience that's important for gamers. Anyway, welcome to the tutorial. The way that they do their tutorials is literally just to go through screen by screen. Some of it will just give you information. I'll just flick through these ones that give information. Focus on a light frigate. We have to just do these sorts of things. We then get information. I won't talk a little bit about these things, but we'll just get to the actual. Where's our spaceship? There it is. There. Again, even just the way that Distant Worlds could learn from this. The way that they've actually managed the actual focus is just straight on the. I'm not controlling a 3D. I am controlling a 3D, orbital camera. But it just locks in, and it's fairly seamless. I keep on talking about this, but this is an example of the user experience where they've actually made choices and decisions here that make perfect sense. Anyway, that's just going to go through. Build 10 Garter frigates. I will just do a few of these little things as we go through. So to build the Garter frigates, I'll just do it through the Alpha fleet. I won't explain what I'm doing in here. So Control Shift click, there's the 10, just go next. Select your Shuriken gun corvettes. I think that's the corvettes, there it is. I'll talk about what these are when we go into battle. build 10 Ogrov cruisers. I'll do that through here again as well. And the Ogrov cruisers are here. So these are all different classes of ships that we're building, and they all do different things in battle. One of the things, there they all come, look at them all squeezing out. I mean, this is a tutorial, so everything is sort of happening in quick mode. This is why it's good to show this. Build any capital ship. So in through here, I'll just go and build a Mars Dreadnought. It won't really matter what we build here. Here it comes out of the heavy factory. They've got like small craft coming as well. Now, do we have them all as part of this group? We'll see them sort of in through this other side. That's all okay. Yep, that's good. So we've got everything actually in through here. We should first get ready to attack, destroy the enemy starbase to continue. So we now have a full fleet. We'll talk about them when we take them into the actual mission itself. So where is the enemy? The enemy is there. So we've got to destroy this. So I'll bring them into the actual area. So with the fleet selected, keeps on doing this.
That's more like
Let's move them up to there. And just go back out. Whoops, hang on. Keep on pressing the wrong things here. I always get the.
Yes, Commander.
Here we go.
At once.
They'll now start to go through. Oh, by the way, actually, I won't talk about all the different bits and pieces. I do that in the video, but there's all sorts of different ways you can set things up. So now going to be moving through, and it just latches on as soon as it starts to do things. So they're now going through hyperspace. They'll come out the other side. We don't have to control anything. The game will just do that itself when it actually gets there. You can if you're wanting to. But what we'll notice is that there'll be different ships will do different things depending on what their attack abilities actually are. So what it often comes down to, and what this actually shows, is the you can see there the weapons: 2 Gauss cannons, 2 medium autocannons, and 3 light autocannons. And so some of these will actually have, and maybe we'll just focus a little bit on this. We should start to see the turrets will kick in as required. So they'll sort of spin around, and now we're going after this big one. They're using their big weaponry. See how the turrets are now moving around, and they're using it's like almost like point defense. So this is what this one here sort of shows is how the turrets then work. Like this is one of the aspects that it does show. It also then shows the different classes of ships. Look at these little guys. If you just go and click on one of these are the Shuriken gun corvettes. And so they're just circling around. These are very, very fast. They're not very strong. That one just got destroyed. But they sort of zip around. That's what's happening in through there. Way at the back through here, we have our big cruisers that we've actually just sort of established that are firing missiles all the time at the enemy. And so it's a beautiful looking game, but this is the strategy in the game itself. Everything will sort of just work out where it needs to be. These are the gun corvettes as well. These are the light frigates, and these don't have maneuverable turrets. They've got hard set turrets, and so they're not very maneuverable. So you can actually use, for example, the corvettes to then start to take on these sorts of ships to make life difficult for them. But and other ones that like where is it? There's another group as well that we have actually got through here. These are the flak frigates. These ones do actually have turrets, and look at the turrets moving around on the actual ship itself. They're trying to find targets. So when there's small targets, this is actually very, very good at point defense. But its actual damage per second is very, very low. But it's maneuverable because of the turrets. The ship itself is not that maneuverable. It's an interesting way of sort of showing the complexity of the intricacy of the actual game itself. And then, of course, this big guy does have a combination of turrets and non-turrets. But I really quite like this, and you can see even this big gun at the top there. It's now moving in. It's moving in a little bit closer to finish off other things. We've just destroyed the base. But that one mission, for me, actually shows, I guess, the complexity of what the game does have, without it being like you don't model your ships like you do in Distant Worlds, for example. There goes more missiles sort of coming in from the big cruisers, which are sort of way at the back of the actual fight itself. It's just awesome the way that this user experience works, but also the way that the strategy works with with things like the turrets that can rotate. That's important to know what they do. So getting the right collection of forces is actually how you structure the game. So you have big numbers of ships, but it's the capabilities of the ships that make the difference, not the weaponry so much that you're designing for the ships. So you don't design the individual ships. Here comes the next big one. I don't know what it's doing anyway. It's off doing something. Anyway, so for me, the user experience has really gone through the ceiling with this game, and same with Gal Civ as well. Like it's just a major focus of Stardock, which I really applaud. Excellent work. We've finished that one, and that's it. That's that is a tutorial. We didn't spend much time going through what it really wanted us to look at, but I think that really does show the scope of where things are focused in this game. Like it's not so much that you're designing ships. Like I get caught up designing ships in Distant Worlds as an example, which I know takes time and it frustrates some people. They don't want to be playing that one. Sins is your game if you're in that sort of category where you just want to be building things and working, and the game just looks after itself. Like I didn't tell any of those ships to do anything. They just go and set themselves up where they need to be, which is, again, is great. So anyway, let's get out of here. We'll exit to desktop. And I've still got a bit of time, So let's have a look at a few other little things. I've still got so much to talk about. Uriplatus is saying that's a fantastic idea for a tutorial. Isn't it great? Again, it's this user experience. Like, I'd love to know what's discussed, and maybe Battle Mode knows what's discussed in-house. But the user experience must be just such a major focus of what Stardock does. And I really like that. It's such a point of difference. It's just a massive point of difference. And we'll see that again with the release coming up of Age of Wonders 4 with the in a week's time as well, or a couple of weeks' time, with that with their next DLC. It's just the user experience is really what they all focus on, or what those two companies focus on anyway. So Battleman saying, I've seen some complaints recently from old players moaning that the devs removed stuff that people complained about in the first game, which is kind of funny to me. Yeah, I know what you mean. I think Sins 2 is a dramatic improvement over the first, so much more fun to play. I agree with you 100%. It was sort of, I found Sins, the original Sins, for me, I was always looking for what I had to do next, whereas it feels more relaxing, even though there's a lot going on in Sins 2. You can sort of let things just do what they do, and sort of just set up. It's more clever with the way it sort of does structure itself. So Clancy's saying, I saw the developer roadmap for future DLCs for Sins. They look really good. I like the path they're on. I haven't seen that, actually. That'll be interesting to maybe have a look at that at some point. Corvettes kill frigates because they move faster than the frigates can turn with their fixed firing arc. Yes, that's part of the idea of that that tutorial, is to go through those changes, with those differences. And that tutorial, when you look at those tutorials, you can actually play them over and over and again and still glean something new each time you look at them. So yeah, it's interesting. And so if you end up with going up with a group that's got a heap of frigates, just buy the really cheap Corvettes and they'll smash them. Like it's cool the way it does work. So Clancy's saying, do you spend a lot of time zoomed in like this? How much compared to zoomed out, the strategy level? Well, that's a really good question. It's, for me, I love the look of it and I love the immersion, and I trust that the AI is going to do a reasonable job. If it's something critical where I don't want to be losing ships, I play zoomed out, and I play with the Alt key turned on all the time. I just hold the Alt key down, which shows you all of the information on the screen, including like the armor. Like for example, the frigates don't have armor. They don't have shielding. They've only got armor and hull points. And so I tend to watch individual ships to see when their armor is getting low, and then I move them out of the fight. So if I'm micromanaging, that's what I play zoomed out. If I'm not micromanaging, I zoom in and just enjoy the show and just watch different things actually happen, which is very, very cool. Reed is then saying, "Hi Daz, what are the first computer games that you have played, and on what platform it was?" Okay, that was a TRS-80, and the first game I used to just build myself actually on that. On a PC, the first game I got, and the reason I'm a graphic designer. I was using Macs in the early '90s. Like computers had just sort of really taken over graphics, so I was on Macs. But and I thought, I don't really want to have a Mac because I do enjoy playing games, and so I was looking for a gaming computer. So I went to PC, but the reason I did was Battle of Britain. It was the actual Battle of Britain game that I just couldn't stop playing. That was my first PC game, essentially, was Battle of Britain. So it's sort of funny with Scramble coming out now. Rogue is saying UI is a big deal to me. People will argue that, with this, but it's what I like so much about DOM 6 helps me look past the graphics. Yes, but it is a massive thing. It is really, really big. Bannerman is saying Stardock is serious about addressing complaints from previous games, and they look hard at what other games are doing right and wrong. Yes, and they've done it. Like really, I love the direction that Stardock takes with their games. One thing that's interesting with Stardock as well, which is I find the level of passion extremely high. Like from Brad, the owner of Stardock, it's one of those two-edged swords type things where there'll be a direction that will be taken which can be super exciting, but sometimes it can go too far, and sometimes the scope and scaling of things might be off because of that. But what I always like about what Stardock does is that they'll take it to that extreme area and then pare it back to make it sort of what it needs to be. So it's sort of like, and it's an interesting, I like watching the development of what Stardock does for that reason, because passion for me in anything, doesn't matter what field you're in, is really the key to success with anything, and Stardock has got that in absolute spades. I mean, I guess everyone has got it, but I do enjoy seeing, it's sort of frustrating in one sense. I mean, for me, the game that really smashed, like where it went crazy, was Elemental, like way back in the day. Like this is ancient stuff now, but I remember that being such a passion project that the scope, the feature creep and scope in that game destroyed it in the end. And so it's sort of it's funny to sort of see like it's going too far, but now we see, I guess, the benefit of having controlled passion through these games like Sins and Gal Civ as an example. And we end up with absolute classic games now coming out because of that, which is fantastic. Where are we got up to? Sorry, guys, the chat is now moving away from me a little bit much. So ZXM, so in Sins, does the AI move your ships around for you and handles some or all of the fight? I didn't show that in that tutorial, but you can set up how you want the ships to behave, including how they go through hyperspace together, whether they're allowed to move away from the main fleet, fleet management. All of this stuff can all be set up for your fleets in a simple fashion, because it is a multiplayer game. So it's yes, you can. The AI does do its own thing because that's the way it was set up in that particular fleet. I could have told the AI to stick together, and then those corvettes probably would have stayed back. I'm guessing. I haven't tried that actually. Bellman was saying you can set to engage ships in the gravity well in a smaller range or not at all. Yeah, there we go. Which is sort of simple, and you just do that. It's literally just a keyboard shortcut to just change that for the fleet, for the whole fleet, which is great. Yep. So you need to take care of positioning those. Yeah. So there we go. So that means you have to micromanage if you do that one. So Rogue is saying, I think Paradox is one of the best UI UE developers. Yes, I agree 100% with that. Battle mode is saying if the battle is tight in terms of numbers of ships and relative strength, the player with that positions their ships better will win every time. Yep, there we go. And Thor is then saying to Rogue, I think the UI is the only thing keeping me from playing Dom 6 much more. The UI is so inadequate. I know it's sort of funny when it was mentioned before, like when Rogue mentioned it. I know what you mean. but I also know that it could be so much better. Yeah, so I agree with Thor about that one. Although I love the game, Rogue is saying I love it. Hotkeys, yeah, there we go. So you get used to it, but it's not. Actually, no, they do focus on that. They do focus for what they do. I think that they're doing a great job. So Battleman's saying Dominion's user interface is excellent. Argued this point a lot on Explorminate recently. Yeah, that's actually one of those things where the user interface in Dominions improves all the time, and the way that they do it is, and it is the hotkeys primarily, but it's adding in information as you are doing things to tell you what you can be looking at. So it doesn't hold your hand, but it does actually give you all the information you need to be able to do what you have to do, which is great. So Battleman's saying I'm going to do a video on it and show how 99% of gamers can't tell the difference between homogenized game strategy, game UIs and old UIs. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Reader saying never played Battle of Britain, but now I have to try it. Is it a flight sim? Look, it was way back in the early 90s. I would forget about it. It's at the time I loved it, but that was because it was the early 90s, and that's I would not even want to play it now. But I do remember it. I remember. Like in an actual flight sim, I tend to roll with the planes, like when I'm with the joysticks and things. And with that original Battle of Britain, I have fallen out of my seat by rolling with the plane too much as I was doing rolls and flips and stuff like that. Anyway, so we'll keep on going. Are you ever going to play Dwarf Fortress again? Yes, I will be. Really, just sort of waiting for more development is probably the excuse at this point in time. But I will be doing it, and I'll certainly be doing that on Twitch as well. So I'll be playing that one. I've got to be careful with YouTube. YouTube really does punish you for doing different sorts of things. I have to experiment with. I want to do long form content, and Dwarf Fortress is one of those sorts of games that requires long form. I think I have to play for hours at a time rather than half an hour. It's sort of weird. So some good games came out of Elemental in the end. However, says Sithel, yes, I agree with you. Sorry, I'm missing. I think I'm missing stuff. I'll have to skim past because I'm running out of time, guys. So what did we get up to? Sizzle's saying some good games came out of Elemental in the end. Yes, they did, and the passion helped. Vivek is saying, and then passion helped rescue Elemental when Brad Wardell hired Derek Paxson to fix it into Fallen Enchantress. Yeah, that was a genius move to bring Derek in to do that. Kale, as he was known in the. He was the like essentially the developer of the Fall from Heaven mod for Civilization, and then sort of stepped into Fallen Enchantress. So yeah, he did a great job of rescuing Elemental. UI's design has regressed in a lot of ways, says Ben, at least in terms of variety. Satisfy the stupid need for players to have the time. Yep, so Winter immune to it. Grimdark is saying UI is so complex because it's often subjective. I remember people raving about Endless Space 2, and I think its UI is awful. I think with back in the day, Endless Space and Endless Space 2, it was the graphic design that was good, and which is why you think of the interface being good as well. I think, but because it was so clean. And that was the difference, I think. I agree with you. I think overall in the game, it didn't make the user experience wasn't really enhanced much, but the overall look. And I think it hid a lot of the I want to say sort of the basic simplicity, the dumbed down simplicity of Endless Space. Endless Space to me is not a good game as a game itself, but it does look good. Yeah, so Ben was saying to Grimdark, he agrees, looks nice though. Yeah, and that's the thing, it's a graphic design, it's not user interface. Thor is saying I agree with Rogue that Paradox UI UX is the best. Certainly with Age of Wonders, like you really see the difference of the handshaking there between the UX of like the UX improvements that Paradox has brought into Triumph Studios with that development, which is actually really, really cool. You're saying after Battle of Britain was Secret Weapons of the Wolf. Yeah, that was right. Yes. Yeah, which was even better. I remember that. Yes, you're right. Wow. Well, we're going way, way back. Valman's saying if you're waiting for Dwarf Fortress development, you might be waiting a long time. Development seems pretty slow right now. Yeah, I think that the devs have taken a bit of a sabbatical. Clancy's saying, I wish a new Elemental Fallen Chances would be developed. Who knows? Maybe it will. The thing is, though, I think when you look at the popularity, and certainly I look at that from my own channel's perspective, but the popularity of Age of Wonders, there's a core group that play it, and that's it. So you end up with so it's a successful game, but it's not a critically acclaimed game, and so I think that there's the group of us that sort of watch these sorts of things or that play these sorts of games. Love those games, but it's sort of like I think it trails off pretty quickly after you get away from that core group. So I do notice that with Age of Wonders games, when I put them on my channel, the actual viewership goes down for those games, which sort of surprises me because for me it's such a great game. So Bellman's saying that's changed now. That YouTube actually wants longer videos. That's why we're seeing people uploading 6 hours. That's why I'm starting to now look at 2 hours as my sort of standard now, rather than 30 minutes. So which is good. So Rogue is saying I love longer vids and series. Yeah, it's also easier to record doing it that way. Hi David, how you going? So now actually there is a game I think that David's involved in, which I do want to talk about. There's so much to talk about today because there's a lot of stuff still coming. Drexy's saying French games always style over substance. Yeah, so yeah, it was, I don't know, like, could you say that about Field of Glory Kingdoms? I think substance is there. I disagree with you there, Drexy. Ben agrees with you. I disagree because I think that Ageod is not style over substance. I'm thinking if you're thinking in terms of endless space, yes, I agree. But certainly Ageod is a French development company, and they really put the substance into what they do incredibly. Probably I would argue almost more than anyone else does in terms of sort of getting the a mechanic and then sort of finding a game mechanic that will sort of model it very, very well. So Bannerman's saying Ageod French. I didn't know that. I'm assuming I think they're French. I'm pretty sure they're French. Yeah, definitely disproves Drexy's theory there. Yeah, there we go. Great dev. So Reader's then saying, I'm also interested in how those games you made on TRS 80, but I understand the odds are low. My stuff from 90s is lost. I made a space combat game myself, actually, me and a mate. We sort of, like, we were at uni at the time, and so we just would build it. And that was a fun little game. Like, we had to sort of develop, it was actually like one that we built ourselves, which was, we had to sort of develop the random planets and things like that. It was actually pretty cool. Anyway, that was way back in the day. It was all text-based, of course. Anyway, we'll just keep on going. So, Sizzle's saying I'm so damaged now when other games have coloured text and such. I expect a nestled information pop-up. So, yeah, Thor is saying they are French. Yes, I was about 99% sure they're French. Maybe it's just Amplitude that suck. Amplitude as well. They do actually have some good games. It's just that they do have good style though. There is a good style to it. Anyway, let's continue on. Did you save your game? No, I didn't. I don't have any of those things anymore. I've still got that TRS 80. It's somewhere around in the house. I don't know where it is. It doesn't work, of course. But anyway, I've still got that computer. Maybe we did throw it out recently. Anyway, let's go and talk about the other things that are coming, because there's stuff coming literally this week. I'll just go and open up Steam and just go to my library. I think this is probably the easiest way to rattle through everything, because I do have to start to wind up, and we have to do the giveaway very, very soon. So I'll just go to library, and I'll just go through the games I've been playing. So Sins I've been playing, which I've been enjoying a lot. Toy Battles I've just received. Citadelum, we got the giveaway. KeeperRL, I'm not really allowed to talk about this until tomorrow, but I'm going to break my, not the NDA, but I'm just going to say, if you have KeeperRL, guys, look out for it for tomorrow, okay? So look for a change that may be coming tomorrow, because I think it's coming tomorrow. I'm not allowed to talk about it tomorrow. I do want to record some content for that, because there's some other big changes. And like the thing that I'm finding really, really cool about KeeperRL is that it went to version 1.0 a few months ago, and now and often like when a game has been in early access for years and years and years, and then goes to 1.0, it sort of means that might be the end of the development cycle for it. But KeeperRL is actually now ramping up. And so they've actually now appointed like a PR company and things like this as well. So they're actually now going to enhance the game even more. And tomorrow, I'm pretty sure it's tomorrow that it comes out. I don't know if it's yes. There's nothing up. Look out for it though tomorrow, because there's new content coming tomorrow, which is quite good fun. Let me just say, without breaking NDAs or anything like that. It's without breaking the NDAs. It's going to be religious in nature, okay? So religious in nature coming tomorrow for KeeperRL. So I'll be probably live streaming that tomorrow, I would guess. But that's actually simply because I'll be then allowed to show it. But that's certainly something I'll live stream that on Twitch. Just thinking if I do it here, I'll be releasing my Solar Empire, Sins of a Solar Empire video tomorrow. So here on YouTube. Distant Worlds is coming. Looks like Larry's playing at the moment. He's in games testing the new version, which is they're sort of in the final stages. They're up to the gold release now of the Shakturi DLC. So everyone's just sort of testing that at the moment. Quasimorph, major update. You can see up through here, Unchained Belt is out now. The major update for Quasimorph, which really, this game just improves and improves and improves, which is really, really cool, the way it sort of does come along. So Quasimorph, I've been streaming that both here on YouTube and also on Twitch. I was going to keep on playing the game that I've got going on Twitch, but I don't know. I'll try to get back to it at some point, but but there's just too many other things coming out at the moment. You've got the Unchained Belt. This now brings in the major asteroids come into the game, but also there's been a lot of changes to missions. Mission types you now can support one side or the other, which is actually pretty cool. I wish that there was like an undo if you make the wrong decision. So there's still a fair few things I personally would like to see with Quasimorph. Again, with that user experience thing just improved, but they are improving their game all the time, so, which is really, really cool. Scramble coming out, as we say, next week, so we've got about a week away before that one comes out. Just see if there's anything else in this list worth having a look at. No, that's we're back to where we were last week. Zephon, of course, I've been sort of testing that a little bit as well. Just going through the news. So we've got the best community maps for Citadelum. So this is actually just more information about Citadelum. Again, that's the giveaway for today. Dev journal in through here, executive orders and artifacts. So just for Gal Civ. Silence of the Sirens. I actually have got this, and I'm going to have a bit of a look at that one as well. No random maps, unfortunately, which is a bit of a negative for me. So that would be the one negative I have for Silence of the Siren. But other than that, it's a pretty cool adaptation of Heroes of Might and Magic, set in sort of like more of a sci-fi sort of setting, which is quite nice. There's a video blog, which I'm assuming is done by Ben actually, with about diplomacy with Sins of a Solar Empire and through there. Everything to do with Sins has been sort of cut down to make it work well in multiplayer, but it hasn't been dumbed down, if that makes sort of any sort of sense. It's quite this is where the user experience has really been engaged very heavily with the development of the game to allow you to do what you need to be doing in multiplayer without pausing the game. I play with the game paused a lot, but if you're in multiplayer, you can't do that. So it's beautiful what they've done with that game. Unchained Belt, we spoke about that one through there. Bannerlords has got a second year giveaway, celebration and giveaway. Wow, it doesn't seem like 2 years since Bannerlords 2 was built. Hearts of Iron is... I'm surprised that there's so much development going on with Hearts of Iron. I haven't played that for years and years and years. Rogue Trader we won't worry about. Terminator Dark Fate Defiance is got a We Are Legion DLC coming. This is an amazingly good game in so many different ways. Unfortunately, whenever I stream it, it's choppy. It just doesn't come across very well. But it's so much fun to play. I wish I could show it. It just doesn't record or do anything well for me. But actually playing it is a lot of fun. What else have we got? Diplomacy not an option. There's still more content happening there. That's recently gone into release. There is a game in particular I wanted to talk about, actually. Is it in here? Oh, there's Endless Space 2. Novel release for it. It's not in here. The game I wanted to talk about, which is exciting, is Zero Sievert. And I thought it was in the list up through here. I'll just do a search for it. Because that also has got a major release. So if you're into Quasimorph, Quasimorph is turn-based, but Zero Sievert is actually going to hit its 1.0, its actual launch. This is a game that people love to play. By the way, it's so I think this is a launch date trailer, which comes in just a few days' time. I think will it show it? Information about 1.0. On the 23rd is essentially when it releases. If we have a look at the trailer, though, you'll see that it changes quite dramatically. So we've now got like more cities and things. It's a hard game. I find the game too hard for my slow reflexes, but I love the idea of it. It's such a tense game to play. It's done incredibly well. And again, just keeps on improving and improving. Yeah, David is actually the is the PR arm of Zero Sievert, and he's saying 1.0 is on the 24th, but Daz can play now. So I'd sent David a email just before I started recording, and I was hoping I actually had the code that I could pop in and show it directly, but maybe next week or during the week as well. But this is a game. I have to play this on the easiest of easy modes to be able to do anything at all in this game. It's just crazy, but it's so intricate, and it's one of these brilliant games. It's funny, like whenever I play Quasimorph, Zero Sievert is always mentioned, and vice versa, sort of thing. It's sort of like these are two games I think that are just gonna be crazily good into the future, which is fantastic. So anyway, that's coming out October the 23rd. It says the 24th is what David's saying, but I think that I'm not sure. So maybe it's a day later. I'm not sure, but David would know. 1 million wish list. There we go. Wow. Yes. It's you've got it in my mailbox. Thanks for that, David. Very, very much appreciated. It's David is actually is heavily involved with a lot of the games that I love playing. So Zero Sievert is probably on sort of like on the outer edge of the games that are core to me. But I probably shouldn't sort of speak too much about individuals. But anyway, 23rd. There we go. Says David. But yeah, so I'll just say the word Microprose, and there's some really good stuff coming for them as well, coming up fairly soon. I don't think anything is imminent for Microprose, but I did see some release information about some good-looking games coming for those as well. I'll just read a few more comments, and then we'll do the giveaway because I do have to start to wrap up. We've been going for about 2 hours. I knew that today's was going to be a longish one. There's a lot to talk about. I think I've missed some of the stuff that's coming. I thought it was going to come up in the list there, but Zero Sievert basically coming out in just a few days' time as version 1 of the game. So where are we? So my gripe with KeeperRL is with the limited amount of resources below the keep. The maps are big and there are quite a few levels, but the deposits are way too limited. That's true. That would be a good setting to actually change if there was a way for them to do that. That would be a good UX thing to put in, actually, to allow players to get the experience that they want from it. Or even to have like the next level down to actually just have a collection of gold, metal, things like that, I'm guessing. Original intent saying X4. Sorry, I'm going to have to rattle through these comments if you can't get past the clunky AI and lack of clarity. Yeah, X4 is something I've got to go and play. I've got it. I just haven't actually played much of it. There's so many games in that category. Original Intent saying, just plan on watching a crap ton of YouTube videos on how to do some things. So Original Intent saying, but honestly, better than Gal Civ 4 or Distant Worlds 2 in my humble opinion. This is talking about, of course, about X4. I don't know, like it's one of those things, I guess it's what you get used to. Gary Oak saying, I wanted to change my review for Rogue Trader, but then they announced Twitch drops. I don't know about that one, sorry. So it was in that list up the top there. I skimmed over it. I've been watching X4. It seems really good. I haven't bought it yet. Yeah, it's and that's got like a lot of additional stuff as well. It's been added to the game. Double saying it looks a bit like Stalker. Yes, there are a lot of games like Zero Sievert is sort of like where there's Tarkov as well. Is another one that people mention when they're talking about these games. I've never played Tarkov or Stalker, but I don't think I've played Stalker. But anyway, that's Zero Sievert is real time and in brutal real time. Quasimorph is brutal turn-based, but they've certainly both great games within their respective genres, but they do sort of have a vibe about them that is quite similar. So David did say 1 million wish list for Zero Sievert. It's super popular, which is fantastic. Rogue is saying Zero Sievert is definitely a great tactical strategy game and very hard, which is a plus. Yes, it's sort of one of those things where it's a very interesting game actually. So let's just get out of this one, and it's essentially what you're in a base. You sort of work within the base, do different things, and you go off on these missions to different biomes. And I've only ever been able to really sort of work in the forest biome, which is like the learner level biome. I never get beyond that, just because I'm so crap at the game. But it is good fun. It's really good fun. Original Sense saying to Rogue 7, it's so deep, it's hard to get past the learning curve. Quasimorph is great too, says Battlemoid. Yeah, Quasimorph I'm really enjoying a lot, just the changes that they're making to the game. Reed is saying Zero Sievert is interesting in concept, but not enough pixels for me. Maybe in some years I could try it, my eyesight would worsen. Thor is saying, I wishlisted Citadelum. I can't watch a ChatTactic without wishlisting something. There we go. Well, maybe you win it. We'll get set up in just a minute with that one. Rogue is saying, sorry, Daz, but he's not very good at the game. I'm very poor at Zero Sievert, but I enjoy it immensely. So it's one of those games you can do a run. I'll do a run. If I had the. I do have the key now, but I can't put it into the game while I'm doing a live stream. So if I remember, I'll do it next week. Actually, I might just I'll show you how bad I am. We'll do a quick mission because it's very, very tense, extremely tense playing Zero Sievert. It hooks you right in. Sea Power, that's the one I was looking at. Yeah, Sea Power looks great. Actually, let's have a quick look at that. That's why we're here. There was also another one as well. There was another one that another Microprose one that was like this as well. Yeah, this one comes on the 12th of November. It's only 2 minutes. Let's have a look at this one. It's cool, isn't it? Boom.
Eternal Father, strong to save, whose arm hath bound the restless wave, who bids the mighty ocean deep its own appointed limits keep. Oh, hear us when we cry to thee, for those in peril on the sea. Lord, guard and guide the men who fly, and those who on the ocean ply. Be with our troops upon the land, and all who for their country stand. Be with these guardians day and night, and may their trust be in thy might. Creator Father, grant, we pray, to those who serve both night and day, who stretch their rigs across the sea to service ships where'er they be. Oh, bless their efforts cross the foam and bring them ever safely home.
Looks great, doesn't it? Looks really, really cool. Yeah, so video's using some in-game footage. It's sort of, we don't see the interface. Don't know if this will show us. Just skim halfway through. No, we're only seeing cutscenes there, type thing. So I don't know how the game actually does play. Yeah, so it looks like we've just got like a top-down view there, and then we actually are looking at actual, yeah, so it looks like this is, you play it this way, but then watch things happen in here, I'm guessing. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see how this one actually does play. Oh, here we go. This, of course, is the big stuff. Actually, I'll just go back to previous scenario groups, triggers. You've got different groups coming through here. I don't know what the micromanagement would be like, but anyway, it looks pretty cool. Anyway, I'm going to have to put that aside because we have to do this giveaway. I don't think there's anything else I wanted to talk about. There was another submarine game that Microprose was bringing out as well, which I forget what that one was as well. I forget what it was called. So Gratian saying, I really want to see you play more Zero Sievert. Can you relist your old one, please? What I'll do, I've got to go back through all those videos. It's one of those sort of overwhelming things I've got to do to bring them all back in again. So Sithel's saying the Slavic vibe. There we go. So Modern Warfare is just nuts, says Rogue, and David saying this is the editor. Oh, okay. So that screen that we had a look back there was the actual editor. So in that sense, maybe it doesn't look all that overwhelming to play. It would be pretty cool actually. I do love the visuals of these sorts of things. So I'm sort of yeah, I've got no idea what this game is like. So but anyway, it does look very, very cool. Right, let's do our giveaway. What we're going to be doing, sorry, Cassner was saying C-Power looks forward, looking forward to as well. Been watching some of the recent streams and it looks great. Yeah, no, it does look nice actually. There's too many games coming out in November. It's back into October and early into early November. And I know I've missed some that I was going to be talking about today. It's funny, I had a list in my head of things to talk about. Yes, it is a good trailer actually. I'll just leave that one there. Okay, let's go and bring in Nightbot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm just going to think of something. If I just log in, what word shall we use? Let's go to giveaways. Keyword is going to be Rome. There we go. Something. So I was thinking Caesar, but then you got the A and E's. You got to get the right spelling for those. So just pop in the word Rome, and you'll then be in the running for Citadelum for the giveaway. Giveaway means marbles. It does indeed. So so yeah, just pop your name in, and then you'll be in the giveaway. And even if you don't want the game but want to be in marbles, just do it anyway. Do it anyway. So that's all. It's all pretty cool. So. Anyway, I'll get marbles set up and we'll do the giveaway. But yeah, some really, really good games coming out in the next few weeks. Like, it's a really exciting time for strategy gamers like us. Now, marbles on stream. I use Stardock's fences, and they've updated it recently, but it keeps on reshuffling things as it switches between. I've got a resolution for when I just use a computer, but I also have one for streaming because I think it's easier to read when you actually have a what is it? When you've actually got the 1080p, even though my monitor is much higher. So Fences actually has got a thing which will switch nicely between them, but it does reshuffle a little bit with this new version, which is a little bit annoying. So anyway, it'll probably be fixed at some point, I would imagine. So we'll just get set up. We have to go into race to sort of get our setup done. And clear out the old list. Just to give you guys a little bit more time to bring it in. So the daily grind saying, did Fences get blacklisted by Microsoft? I'm not sure. Why? Is there some information about that one? Add in Drexy, he has to go to work, says Guy Bellaby. Okay, sorry, I missed that one. Can you put Drexy in? Yeah, no worries. So, yeah, so X101 is Drexy. Yeah, a few of you, I know a fair few of your other names with a lot of you, you know, as in ZXM is Began, things like that. It's funny how you sort of get used to things. Okay, so we'll, we've got a few things coming in. And just go back out to the list. 31! Wow, you guys are really wanting this game, which is great. Okay, so I think what we'll do is Viren Games is now, I've got 32. Still got them coming in. I'll just start to process it now and put Drexy in as well. So I'll just go across. Oh, Antonio's there as well. Okay. Just grab that list, Control C. I'll just see if there's anyone else after Antonio, and then we'll just manually add them in. But I do have to make this one a little bit faster. And then we'll just put Drexy in. And we'll go find and replace. Replace all. Okay. Alright, so we'll save that one. So we now close off the list. So no more additions at this point in time. Close that one down. And we can now just move back to marbles. Open. Marble names. 34 is what we actually have. So it's now locked in, guys. We're now going to go back out to the Grand Prix. We can add no more in 3 maps. And we'll autofill. So good luck. We're going to have 34 bots. Play. Yeah, good luck, guys. Here we go. So with the Grand Prix, big prize. So Citadelum, the big prize for today. There's a big number actually of you guys competing for this one. So ZXM is saying, good luck, Romans. Yeah, it looks like a good game. It looks like it's fairly streamlined. I will have to get in and play that one. All right, start the game. Here we go. So who's going to be the first one off the limits? It looks like it's Serenity and Daily Grind. So they're the first 2 coming through. They'll then make their way through. Serenity is the first one to drop all the way down to the bottom there, along with Battle Mode, Duration. The first one out is Serenity, along with Battle Mode and Reed, ZXM coming back through. Now where's the danger points on this particular map? Did we lose one already? We've lost, yes we have. We've lost heaps of you guys already. Bubo, Meta looks like to be the first one that's actually, God, there's so many dropping off here. So many getting killed. You're just not steering your marbles all that well. Meta's the only one. And here comes Gyrox, and Reed. So there's a bit of a build-up. Oh, Drexy just missed. Geezer zone's out. There's a few of you. Meta's out in commanding lead now. There goes Mad Hat Raven Desk. Still got William coming as well. Will William make it through? If you make it through, like these guys there's only 8 of you left. Wow. William's way at the back. He might be too slow. And Meta just makes it into there. Here comes the others. Steve and Mike. Now this will throw people off as well. This could be diabolical. This is a dangerous map. Oh, there goes Meta, and Meta is safe. Wow. quite often if you get hit by those things, that's the end of you. Here comes Pascal at the end there. And are you going to make it? No, you are not. There you go. And will you land safely? No, Pascal has not made it. William Thomas has also not made it. There's only 6 of you left now. 6, the final 6. Wow, these are big numbers. What a big one to get through. So Gyrox is now hitting the lead with Reed, Mike, Meta's gone back to 4th, Steve Dixon, and then Bubicus. It's only the 6 of you now, sort of coming back through this particular group. Will anyone else fall off on the way through? Gyrox is now still in the lead. Fairway ahead of Reed. Watch as you come through. I think it's fairly safe now. Oh, maybe not. No, it's not safe. This here is going to be dangerous. Who will finish and who will suffer? Gyrox makes it through. Yes, makes it through that bit of it, and yes, straight through. Okay, so Gyrox has gone straight through and is our winner. The others, let's have a look and see if the others all make it through. Meta's coming in, he's got 2nd place at the moment. Reed coming in for 3rd. Mike. Reed is going backwards. That's strange. Meta, did one of them finish? No, that's all okay. You guys are finishing. So Bubicus 4th. So, and then we've got Reed is coming in 5th. Steve Dixon still caught up there. And so Steve comes in with the 6th place. So there we go. So Gyrox is the winner for the first one, which is fantastic. So a big result there. That was a difficult one. That was a hard one. Now this is old points that we see in through here. We don't use those. What we do is we go across to the Grand Prix. And so there's our points. 20 points for Gyrox, 15 for Meta, 12 for Mike, 10 for Bubicus, 8 for Reed, and 7 for Steve. So a good head start. You guys are in the box seat at this stage. Next map. Anything can happen. Friendly Running Celebration is the next map. So we'll see how this one goes. Yeah, Bubicus saying, what the hell, I died after finishing. You still got the points though. Yeah, no, it threw people out as they were doing things. So down this loop, daily grind out in front. As you can see, it means nothing at all with a lot of these maps. Where's the danger points? I think they're okay. Don't think they're going to impact anything. That's going to... Nope, that's just going to slow people down. So I don't think we're going to have much... I don't know if there's much here. I think everyone will finish it in this one, I would guess. Unless these are like superheated or something like that. Daily grind, the first one through, ZXM on the other side. And then everyone sort of bunched in behind that as well. So here comes the others. I'll just go and pick up like a 2nd place or something like that. So Serenity is actually out in front through here. Daily grind now sort of hitting the lead. Pascal straight through. Viewing Games coming through. Daily grind has now hit the lead. Yep, so the people from the other side. These aren't throwing anyone off at this stage, so no one's really lost anything. There's Kachana. They're both together. Got Ulrich on the other side there, equal with them. He's just, all they're doing is stopping things from actually happening. Ulrich's out in the lead on the other side now. Actually, Ulrich's straight through. Let's zip across, have a look and see it from these angles. So Ulrich is sort of moving up the top. Meta is coming in 2nd now. They're a little way ahead of Veering Games. Ulrich is still ahead. I always like to just go to 2nd or 3rd place because it's sort of, you can see the front ahead of you rather than actually take the lead. Yeah, it looks like everyone's going to finish this. No one's fallen off this at all. So there's going to be a lot of points up for grabs. Meta, oh, here all 3 of them now. So we've got Antonio as well. On the other side, we do actually have Veering Games, I think, is going at the same rate as these. Who will make it through? Meta's out in front. Veering Games out in front. Ulrich now out in front. Coming back through. Oh, this is going to be close. Ulrich is the leader, Meta, Cygnus, Antonio. Battle mode's coming in 5th. Let's just go back and have another look and see as they come back through. Yep, so actually, oh, people are falling off. Sithel's fallen off. Battle mode fell off just at the death here. Okay, so this is a bit more dangerous for everyone. Got our top 10 now, which is where the big points are. The daily grind didn't finish. Bubo didn't finish. Gratian didn't finish. Now I'm just seeing if any of the others that from the last race they don't feature in that top 10. Then we've got Reed, and then we've got Reed didn't finish either, and Drexy did finish. We've still got a few people. Bubicus coming in at the back there with Introbert. Oh, Bubicus didn't make it. Don't know what happened there. There we go. Ulrich is the leader there. So let's have a look at the final results. Again, we look at the Grand Prix. Oh, there we go. Meta actually got 2 lots of 15, 2 second places, so 30 points. Gyrox, the winner of the previous one, as well as Ulrich, are both on 20 points, so 10 points in front. So this is interesting because we've now got a 10-point lead for Meta. Meta's certainly in the box seat. That's a fairly big lead. We've got 20 points, and then we've got the next one in through as 15 with Mike. So 15 behind the leader. Again, anything can happen with this, but you are going to need to at least get second place to be level. Cygnus coming back through as well. Gary Oak. I think what I'll do is if there's a tie for first place, what I will do is actually do another single marble run, and we'll make that the and with everyone involved again. Actually, maybe, yeah, I don't know. Actually, maybe I'll have to just toss a coin or something like that to do the giveaway because I'm running out of time. Okay, so let's go and let's go next map. So if there's a tie for first, we'll come back. World record. Here's the next one. So I'm not sure what this one is. Let's just get it started. So some of you have a bit of a lead, like Rogue, Guy Bellaby. Everyone's just now in the list through here. Let's just go and hit the leaderboard and see what we end up getting. So we've got Barbara coming back through, battle mode out in front. Oh, everyone's now passing. Just go back up to the front again. So caught in through here. Original intent coming, first one through. This will then knock a few people out, I would imagine. These are dangerous. If you hit the wrong angle. Just keep on watching this. Come on, someone's got to die here. Oh, there's more here as well. So who knows? Everyone made it through that first group. Will they make it through here without being thrown off the map? Pascal is out in the lead, and Pascal's made it through. Everyone's making it through this first group. Pascal out in front. We've got Introvert and Cygnus. Or everyone's taking that other side. Skyrox on the other side over through there as well. Pascal out in front. I guess the important one is where's Meta? Oh, Meta's way at the back. Now that opens it right up for everyone, really. So we've got Pascal, Introvert, Mad Hat, Raven Desk. Well, Pascal is safe. That was sort of unusual to be thrown up in the air like that and still actually make it back onto the actual map itself. Mad Hat Raven Desk has now taken the lead. Is now in the last little stage and through here. Go through this one and bounce over. Will you be safe? Yes, you will. You bounce again. And you are safe. Is anyone else going to drop? Yeah, it looks like everyone's safe through these portals. So can the 10 points be dragged back by anyone? It'll be interesting to see who even gets 10th place. There's a 10-point. You do get 10 points for coming in 10th as well. So it's not just the top ones that sort of that need this. So we've still got Mad Hat Raven Desk out in front. I've got Jeff Garland now and Cygnus. Oh, he's going to drop out of this. It's Mad Hat Raven Desk. And that is moving around, but he's in. He's in. People will drop off this. It's safe at the moment. Bubicus, yeah, okay, everyone's just rattling in. But there will be people as it moves its way back across. Pascal and Serenity just makes it in. Here comes Pascal. He didn't make it. Barbara didn't make it. Drexy didn't make it. Mike didn't make it. Skyrox did. As ninth, if Skyrox had have gotten 10th, that would have made life a lot more interesting. Okay, all these people are not making it, but these ones will. So these ones are making it in. Reed is making it in. Antonio is going to just, I think, ZXM, maybe not. Nope. Who have we got? Still got Meta coming back through. Now, it's only 1 point that Meta can pick up. But will that 1 point make all the difference? Who knows? The fact that Gyrox only got the 9th place and not the 10th place actually does damage the... oh, there we go. The others didn't actually make it. So Battle Mode, Katana and Meta were too slow. Wow, what a finish. What a finish. So here we go. So we've got the... we'll do the final results. This is now anyone's game, basically. Final results are... We'll just go back through the Grand... Actually, I'll finish the Grand Prix and we'll just have a look and see. So we don't know who's actually won this one. Some of you probably sort of kept track of your own characters and you know sort of where you'll be from the point system. So in third place we have... Now we'll double check the points at the back end of this because that will be important. Bubicus came in third. Second was Mad Hat Raven Desk. And the winner is Meta. So no one made up the points. Now let's have a look and just double check. Whoa, that was close. Yeah, so Meta stayed on the 30. Didn't get any extra points, but those 10 points made all the difference. Now, if Skyrox had have actually gotten 10th place, 1 point less, he would have rattled ahead. He would have gone ahead of Meta and won that one through there. So congratulations, Meta. That was an exciting finish. Dead last, there we are. Dead last, but you got the points, so not even close. So, well, 2 points. That was a comeback. You were 10 points out in front. That was great, actually. What a great finish. So anyway, that's where we all are. I'll just sort of skim down. Look out for your own sort of name there to see where you actually were. Whoa, gee, Battle Mode, Maladroit, Bubo, and Katana all on 0 points. That is a big F, guys. A big F. Big L on your heads. Keep the name of the first map, Daz. I don't know what that one was, actually. I can't even remember what the names were. And congratulations, Meta. Meta, what I'll get you to do is if you can please email me. I'll just put my email address in the chat. It's just daz@daztactic.com. Did I spell it wrong? Right, yeah, I did. So daz@daztactic.com. And Boo says Battle Mode. What a loser. What a loser. Anyway, that was really cool. I do have to race off because I'm going to go to the beach and have a swim. So it's a bit cloudy today, but it'll still be nice. Such a disappointment, Battle Mode, says Rogue. There we are, yes. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. A lot of stuff coming up over the coming weeks. So these chat tactics I'll be covering heaps of stuff as it releases. There's a lot on the way. Like it's massive, actually. The compression of great games coming out over the coming month is just phenomenal. William's saying, got 1 point. Thanks for Battle Mode for getting 0. Yeah, there we go. Need to fix your game again. I did not win so clearly. It is bugged, says Sithel. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, ZX7 saying cheers, Daz and chat. There we go. Thanks for the stream. Glad I entertain, says Battle Mode. You always entertain. Rita saying have a nice swim. Thanks for that. Anyway, guys, I do have to race off, so I'll leave it there, and I will get that key out to you, Meta. Thanks for playing. Thanks for participating. Thanks for chatting, guys. I always enjoy these streams, and I'll see you next week. I will be around doing other things. I'm considering streaming the next Sins one that I play, but I'm here on YouTube, but I'm not sure yet. I'll have to sort of